Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Jen Decato from United Way. We're so excited to be here to celebrate with you today. If you would like to, please put your first name, your city, and your children's ages into the chat. We are already halfway through the week. Let's recap the events that have taken place. The last 2 days have focused on health and safety, breastfeeding, and bringing home a newborn. And all events from this week's community baby shower can be viewed online at unitedwaymassbay.org. Today, we'll be talking about child development and parenting, as well as where to find parenting supports. And with that, I'll pass it over to Roxanne Hoke Chandler from Massachusetts Department of Public Health for today's event. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Hoke Chandler from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health's Bureau of Family Health and Nutrition. We provide programs and services ensuring the health of mothers, infants, children, and youth, including children and youth with special health care needs and their families. Today, we will have presenters talking about child development, the parent-child relationship, and parenting tips. Please feel free to put your questions in the Q&A as you have them. The United Way staff will keep an eye on these questions, and we will have a Q&A after for the presentation. We will start off today by hearing from Laura from the Mass Department of Public Health and Child Development in connecting parents to supports. Laura?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm very excited to join you all in this virtual baby shower. My name is Laura Crosby, and I am a regional early intervention specialist working at the Massachusetts Department of Public Health. Today, I am here to talk about some child development with you all. I first want to start by, is the slides up? I'm sorry, I don't see the slides. Okay. Thanks. First, I wanted to ask you all a question in the chat. What are you worried about for your infant or baby or unborn child? And so if you could take a moment and put that in the chat before we start talking about child development. So I'll let you all put a few things in the chat if there's anything you're worried or concerned about, either for your newborn baby or upcoming unborn child. You can share that in the chat. So let's first start talking about the parent-child relationship. I want to take a moment to break down early childhood development and share the importance of the parent-child relationship. Your relationship with your child is the foundation of their development. Children's relationships shape their way they see the world and affect all areas of their development. So through the relationship with their parent and each of their family members, such as their siblings, grandparents, and close family friends, they learn and develop new skills. Next slide. Your relationship with your child allows them to express themselves. A cry, a laugh, a coo, and they get something back, like a cuddle from you, a smile, an answer. Maybe they get a bottle. What children receive back from you gives them very important information about what the world is like and how to act in the world, how to think, how to understand, how to communicate, how to behave, and how to show emotions. Next slide. For example, when your baby babbles and you respond in a warm, loving, and gentle way by talking back to them, you're helping the baby learn about communication, behavior, and emotions. When you respond, you're also making your child feel safe and secure and building a strong relationship between the two of you. And when your child feels safe and attached to you, your child is more likely to have confidence to explore their world on their own and learn new skills, such as rolling over to reach their pacifier or picking up a Cheerio to feed themselves, and eventually calling for your name from wherever they wake up in the morning, whether that's in the crib or in your room. Next slide, please. Did you know that one of the most important things that you can do with your child is play? And I think it's important to take a minute to break down what play means. As a parent, this can feel like a loaded word. When I think of play, I think of finding time in my day that I have to sit down and directly play with my child. And I think it feels stressful. It might feel like you need a lot of time and energy to play. And most certainly in this last year, that's something that that most of us did not have. Let's think about a play in a different way. Let's think about it as different parts of your day that you have an opportunity to interact with your child. Guess what? That's play. You might not always have the time to stop everything and play, but you can still chat with your newborn about what's going on. Here are a few examples of things that you can do. When you're making dinner or putting together some food, put your baby in the high chair to face you while cooking dinner. Talk to them, be silly, sing a song. Talk to them about what you see while talking when you're walking in the baby stroller or in the supermarket with them in the baby carriage. Talk to them while you're folding your laundry. You could also lay them on the floor next to you as you're folding laundry. You can play peekaboo or sing a song while changing a diaper. All of these things are examples of different things that you can do to play, or like I like to think of it, interact with your child, that are just different moments throughout your day that you're building on and supporting your relationship with them. Next slide, please. Through play and interacting, your newborn learns all about the world around them and how they can interact with it. New experiences also help the parts of your newborn's brain development. It helps them learn and grow. And these interactions that gets your newborn builds muscle strength as well as gross motor skills. So gross motor skills are those larger muscles that your child uses as they're growing. So picking their head up, rolling over, pulling to stand at the coffee table, and eventually sitting up and crawling. Some other skills are fine motor skills, which are the smaller muscles in a child's body, which are used for things like picking up small pieces of Cheerios when they begin feeding themselves, or holding a spoon, or shaking a rattle. These are all skills that newborn children begin to develop, or I should say babies begin to develop during their first year. Some simple songs and games that you remember from your own childhood are a good start to use when interacting with babies. All of these things can be you can start singing songs and talking to your baby as soon as your newborn is born. There's no timeline in which you should wait to interact with your child. They start building those brain connections as soon as they are born. So simple songs and games that you remember from your childhood are a good start. This is an opportunity to appreciate and preserve your family's cultural heritage through the use of games that you grew up with, the language that you use in your home, and of course, songs. Your tradition and culture can be shared with love to your child. Next slide. If you notice that your baby is smiling, laughing, and looking at you, there's a reason for that. Your baby's brain is learning and developing new skills. You might notice that they repeat that behavior over and over. That's how they're learning. They're gaining competence and a new skill and showing confidence. They are also sharing the interaction with you and then showing enjoyment with you. They are learning and enjoying from these experiences and simple interactions that you make with them on a day-to-day basis. Take a moment when either your child is born or with your new baby now and watch them. Watch how they interact with you. Think about what your baby enjoys that you do. Think about why your baby might enjoy that. Then think about that for a minute. And the answer is the relationship and enjoyment that you have with your child is helping them learn and their brain develop and grow. I'm going to share with you a website now. And on this website, this is the CDC website that I'm going to share with you as an easy resource that you can check out if you ever have questions or want a place to refer to for developmental milestones. This is a quick place that you could go and look at. Infant through 0 is this first page that I'm showing you, but it also has child development basics. It has parenting tips, and it also has different developmental milestones up through high school years. And then also you can click on the Spanish version and you can view that website in Spanish as well. So I think that this is a good resource to share with you all. I am going to copy and paste this link right now and put it in the chat in case that's something that you want to look back on. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, great, thank you. If you have concerns about your child's development, using that website that I just shared is a great place to start. But you can also refer your child to early intervention at any point in time. Early intervention is for children ages birth to 3 in their families. Early intervention is available in every state as it's supported under the federal law. Next slide, please. Here are the references for the material I shared. Next slide. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health also has several different health home visiting programs The Massachusetts Home Visiting Initiative includes Parent as Teachers, Healthy Families America, Healthy Families Massachusetts. They're all home visiting models. Families that are expecting a child or families with young children may be eligible to receive visits in their homes from trained family support specialists. And the services are free and voluntary, and you can find these services at this mass.gov website. I'll put that in the chat right now. There you go. And I believe all of these will also be shared in email to you later with all of the website information. Each one of these programs is different and can support a variety of different needs that you and your family have. Next slide. Here is some Department of Health home visiting New Hampshire resources for you all. New Hampshire Early Intervention is for any family or child with a concern, and they can call and make a phone call. That's all it takes. It's very easy to make a referral to these programs. As we said, those resources will also be shared with you. I encourage you as a parent, your own peace of mind is so important. Don't ever feel like you're wasting anybody's time reaching out for a phone call, for help for your own well-being, for help to answer a question, to pick somebody's brain about just like how your child's doing. It's really important, and connecting to any of these resources will definitely help you in this journey as a parent. Thank you all. I'm going to turn it back to Roxanne.
Thank you, Laura. Such great information. Next, we will hear from Marilise and Marcella from Boston Healthy Families about parenting tips.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcella, and I am a supervisor for the Boston area Healthy Families program. Today, I'm with my coworker, Marilise. I'm going to let her introduce herself also.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marilise Gongon Lopez, and I'm Intake and Outreach Coordinator for Healthy Families.
So today we prepared a very small presentation actually focused on positive parenting tips for infants 0 to 1 years old and positive parenting tips for toddlers 2 to 3 years old. And also we wanted to underline some important safety tips for both target age. And we would like to show actually 2 videos. They are a very short video from a great website that here at Healthy Families we use a lot. It's called pathway.org. That explains in a very simple way how the outdoor activities help child development and the importance of reading in early stages is. And as a conclusion, we would like to provide some self-care tips for the parents. We know that parenting during the pandemic has been a very tough job, and we would like to share those short tips about self-care with you. And the last slide, we have put it together some very nice resources that you guys can go on your own and check in. I would actually underline 2 resources, which is All Babies Cry and One Tough Job. You can find definitely those resources under the Children's Trust website. The good thing about the All Babies Cry curriculum is that there is in 2 languages, in Spanish and in English. And the other piece is that they have a great some great videos actually to explain to you guys how you can soothe a crying baby. And the One Tough Job website also, it is a website that you can find information about toddlers. So I'm going to turn this to Marilise, and she's going to give a very short overview about what Healthy Family Program is and how you can enroll in there. The slides, right?
That's nice.
There it is.
So we are talking about parenting tips today. And next slide, please. So who is Healthy Family? We are a home visiting program who focus on parenting and child education. The program is for the first time youth parent. We have the website over there. I think somebody put it there already. So next is pregnant or parenting under child. So child under the age 1 at the time for the referral. We survey the quality to both mom and dad. It's not only mom. Some people think Healthy Family work with mom. Now we're working with that too. And able in different language at each program. We have a different language. So we make sure to connect with youth parents with resource in their community. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we're gonna talk about positive parenting tips for the infant 0 to 1. So talk to the baby. I know it's really hard sometimes, we're busy, we're tired, but it's really good to communicate with them so they can start learning, okay? So answer when your baby makes sounds. You know, they started making blah, blah, blah. So it's like you responding them back, okay? And with your baby sounds or words. So read to your baby. I think that one is the most important one. That's how the way they learn words and they're gonna start to talk later on. Sing to your baby and play music. That's very important too. And we know we have a lot of tons of music. If you don't know the music or what to do, you can go YouTube and put music and move yourself and try to sing it with the baby. So praise your baby and give her a lot of loving attention. So when they move, oh, you moved your hands, good job, things like that. And always praise them, okay? So spend time holding and holding your baby. That's not a spoil. You can hold your baby a lot and good. Some people think it's not a spoil. This is help him to feel carried and secure, okay? So play with your baby when she or he alert and relaxed. Watch your baby closely for the sign of being tired or flustered so that she can take a break from playing. Distract your baby with toys and move him or she to safe area when he start to move it and touching. That's very important. You need to have like the space. Some people put the blanket and the floor and so they can be safe. No beds, please, because they started moving and an accident. So take care of yourself. I think that one is that's very important too. So you need to take care of yourself first. So when the baby sleep, try to sleep, walk, talk with somebody, physical, mental, and emotional. It's good to have someone to talk. So parenting can be really hard work. So we gotta make sure you guys take care of yourself too. So Marcela's turn.
Yes, next slide, please. So I just want to be focused a little bit on child safety tips, and this is for infant actually 0 to 1 years old. Do not shake your baby ever. Babies have a very weak neck muscles that are not yet able to support their heads. If you shake your baby, you can damage their brain and even causes their death. So this is commonly known actually as a shaking baby syndrome, and we have put some information on the last slides about the resources, so you guys can read more about the shaking baby syndrome. But here at Healthy Families, we make sure to discuss with parents before the baby is born about the importance of not shake the baby, right? So as Marilise mentioned, parenting can be very tough. You can be very frustrating. You can have a colic baby. So what we suggest and what we advise is place the baby in a very safe place and maybe go outside, take a breath, and come back and take care of your baby. But do never shake your baby. Make sure you always put your baby to sleep in their back to prevent sudden infant death syndrome. This is commonly known as the SEEDS. Another thing I want to add in here, beside the placing the baby in the back to sleep, is that avoiding co-sleeping. It is very important to avoid co-sleeping, and also avoid putting like soft bedding around the baby. Protect your baby and the family from secondhand smoke. Do not allow anyone to smoke in your home, and especially when you have like newborns baby. Place your baby in a rear-facing car seat in the back seat while they are riding in a car. This is recommended by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and we have put it here, the website, so you guys can read more about safety car seat. It's a very crucial and important element for safety. Prevent your baby from choking by cutting their food into small bites. Also, don't let their playing with small toys and other things that might be easy for them to swallow. So one of the tips that we actually provide to the young parents is that always read the labels, of the toys that you buy to your kids. They can be choking hazards for them. So just be mindful about the toys that you're giving to your kids. Do not allow your baby to play with anything that might cover their face. You might think that you have placed the baby in a safe place while you are doing, other things around the house. But the suggestion in here is going to be like, please make sure to check very frequently with your baby. Never carry hot liquids or foods near to your baby while holding them. This can cause burning or scalds. And then the last part in here is about vaccination. Shots are very important to protect your baby health and safety, because children can get serious disease. It is very important that child gets the right shots at the right time. And then, we definitely suggest our parents, to talk to their kids, doctors, or the PCP or the pediatrician, to kind of like have the kids up to date with all the immunization. And one thing that I want to mention in here is that at Healthy Families, we try to educate our young parents about the importance of having the kids immunized. And then I'm gonna pass the slide for some positive parenting tips for toddlers now to Maya Liz. Next slide, please.
So positive parenting tips for toddlers 2 to 3 years old. So set up a special time to read books with your toddler. I think set up the time, but it's good set up like a small place so you can guide. I suggest over the corner so you can sit down with them with a blanket or something, so they can, you guys, that time is exactly for read a book. Encourage a child to take part in pretend play. So pretending play, eating, or that's really good. Play parade or follow the leader with your toddler. That's really good. Help your child to explore things around her or he by talking her on a walk or wagon ride. That's really good. Some people go choo-choo and go one behind another one. That's really good. So encourage your child to tell you his name and age, or her name. Are you 1? How old are you? 1, 2. That's really when they can do with the fingers too. So teach your child simple song like a busy, busy spider or another cultural childhood rhyme. So give your child attention and praise when he follows directions and show positive behavior, and limit attention for defined behavior like tantrums. Teach your child acceptable ways to show that he or she is upset. Okay, thank you. Next for Marcela.
Yes, so the next slide is about some safety tips. This is specifically for toddlers, right? So the first one is about do not leave your toddler near or around the water. It can be, a pool, it can be lake, it can be ocean, it can be bathtubs without someone watching them. Fence off backyard pools. And then drawing actually is the leading cause of injury and death among this age group. So now that we are heading to summertime, this is a very important tips regarding safety, and especially when it comes to toddlers. Encourage your toddler to sit when eating and to chew their food thoroughly to prevent choking. As we all know, this is a very difficult age. We usually call terrible twos, and they are always in a run, and you are kind of like chasing them down to give food, to feed them. But our tips in here is going to be like, have your kids sit while you're feeding them. It is very important to prevent choking. Check your toys often for loose or break parts. Very important because, they can swallow those small parts of the toys, and that can cause choking. Encourage your toddler not to put pencils or crayons in their mouth when they are doing different activities, coloring or drawing. It is very important because some of these pencils or crayons, they might have a content of chemicals in there. And then do not hold hot drinks while your child is sitting on your lap. Sudden movements can cause a spill and might result into child's being burned. And the last tips, it is make sure that your child sits in the back seat and is buckled up properly in the car seat with a harness. So these are very important. As I said, on the last slides, we have actually made sure that we have included some extra information about car seat safety in there for toddlers also. Next slide, please. Oh, perfect. So the next two slides, actually, they are two short videos that talk about the importance of playing outside and how this helps child development. And the next slide is about the importance of starting reading very earlier stages is for the babies. Robin, we can see the video. Maybe I can share this screen. Perfect. And the next video is about the importance of reading.
Thank you for your patience. We have one more video to show.
Great, thank you. And so Mayali is just going to conclude our presentation today with some short self-care tips for all of you guys. One more slide to show.
Thank you, thank you. So it's very, very important how you do self-care for yourself. At least every day we need to try at least one hour or 30 minutes or 10 minutes each hour, something to take care of yourself. So a journal, that's great. So a lot of people like to have the journal to express themselves and write for 20 minutes. So people like to turn on the music and be soft or movement music, pop. Depends what do you like. I think it's very important. And make sure you make a great drink. Can be smoothie. I like smoothies. Smoothies can be hot chocolate. Or water is very important. I think it's the first one. It need to be water. We need to drink a lot of water every day. And color a picture from a coloring book with or beside your child. That's really good, and they can start to see what you guys doing, things to doing together. And call a friend or someone you love, say to talk and express yourself. That's very important. Can be your mom, family member, or friends. That's right. Go to walk. Eating when you had the baby in the carriage, you can go walk. At least I say 30 minutes a day is really good. Walk is very good, okay? It's gonna help you to calm down. And when you go back home, you're gonna feel better. So get your nails done, your hair is done. For the guys, do something different because I know we have that here too. So they can do the haircut or something for yourself. You need to take care of yourself. So when you take care of yourself, you can take care of your baby or your kids. So write the goal. So, and you can put in the fridge. You can put it, I gonna make a goal, I'm gonna finish a school or something, and you can have in your fridge and you can see it every day. Okay, that's really good to make you to write your goal and you can see it every day. So I think I'm finished for today. Marcela, turn.
Thank you,
Nice to meet
Mayalis.
you all.
Yeah, so this is everything that Mayalis and I had prepared together. Hopefully this is somehow helpful. They are very, short tips that, can help somehow you guys take care of yourself and have a better understanding, about your child development. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you, Laura, Marilise, and Marcela for such great information. We've been monitoring the questions in the chat and in the Q&A. And if we don't get to your question today, answers will definitely be emailed out to everyone. So thank you very much. Starting with the questions. Question number 1, I'm going to give to Laura. Hi,
Hi.
Laura, thank you. Do you see question number 1?
Yes, is the question number 1 from Marina? Is that the one that you're referring to, Roxanne?
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
so the question is it normal that when my son makes a pyramid of objects and they fall, he gets angry and he does not have patience? He's 22 months old. Yes, that's very normal toddler behavior. And if you're looking for some ideas on that, you can give him praise and encourage him. Children learn by practice and repetition. So he's most certainly interested in that. You can also show him different ways that he can play with those objects that might not make him as frustrated as he learns to play with them in different ways. And then eventually, once he gains the skill of being able to stack them all up again and again without them falling, with that practice, he'll become more confident.
Thanks. And Laura, a quick question. When do you think it's okay to stop playing with a newborn?
You can play with the newborn as soon as the baby's born. When I describe the word play, play is interacting. So that's talking to them and singing to them. Those interactions are all typical. And when we think of, if you're thinking of more of that traditional play with toys and rattles and things like that, you can always take an object and hold it up to your face. But we wouldn't expect a newborn to start holding objects or grasping anything until they were older, probably more like a 3-month all the way up to 9-month range, varying on different children's development.
Thank you so much. There was also a question in the chat about breastfeeding when going through cancer treatment. And it was decided that it's always best to talk to your doctor about that and at what time would be appropriate for breastfeeding.
Yep, I sent that as a direct message. Yep.
Good. Thank you. Question number 3 for Marcella or Marlies. When can I give my baby water?
That's a very good question. I'm not an expert about this thing, but I would suggest the mom, to have a conversation with your pediatrician about this type of things.
Definitely. It's always best when we have questions to talk to our doctors about it as well.
Yeah, it's case by case, so I don't want to say something that it cannot be so safety for the baby. So that's my best advice, checking with the pediatrician.
And where the baby is on weight and things like that, it's always best just to talk to the doctor and ask questions. Thank you so much. Another question, is it normal that when my son makes, oh yeah, we did the pyramid one, thank you. Another question for Laura maybe is, my concern is that my baby is scared by most things. She's very nervous. What do you think around that one?
I think a lot of those things that we talked about, just responding to your baby's reactions with like a face that makes them feel calm and safe, and using a soft, gentle voice, those little things can help build the baby's confidence, and assuring them with that soft voice that it's okay and that you're right there with them. That over time they'll become less sensitive.
Yeah. Thank you. Going through the questions, if we don't get to them all, again, we will definitely have them in the chat. And I think, we'll definitely send them out in emails. So thank you all for those questions. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining with us today for this event, and keep an eye out for your email because all the slides will be sent to you. This presentation, we want to remind you that this week's community baby shower can be viewed on the United Way website as well as on Facebook. To close out today, we're going to show the basics video count group and compare the highlights with early math skills. If you want more information about the basics, you can sign up on the screen to receive weekly text messages, which are very helpful, giving information and tips on how to help your child grow happy and smart while supporting the parent-child relationship. We hope to see you tomorrow to hear from Tufts Health Insurance and their co-presenters about the family and community supports. Congratulations again.
How do children learn to count, group, and compare?
Avery, you gonna count with me? 1, 2.
People often make statements like, I'm just not a math person. But actually, we're all born to be math people.
Let's say, wee.
Fascinating new science shows that babies come into the world already wired to learn math concepts.
1, 2, 3.
And what they learn in those first few years makes a difference when they start school.
At the age from 0 to 5 years old, their brain they developing really rapidly. So this is really good time to teach them how to count.
You want to do numbers? 1, 2, 3.
Learning to count is a first and important step. Children learn to count strings of numbers before they really understand what the numbers mean.
6.
The next big leap is to understand how many things each number stands for.
What we do with her blocks is we'll go 1, then put 2 together, then put 3 together, put 4 together, and 5. So what we want to see is if she can gradually make it from knowing the 1 is the 1 and the 5 is actually 5 different things.
In other words, the number 4 or the number 5 represent 4 or 5 of something.
Do you want to do some laundry? Gonna help Mama?
So when you're with your child, talk about numbers and connect those numbers to groups of things.
How many socks?
1, 2.
2 socks. She just celebrated her 3rd birthday, so we made a wall of 3s. She's 3 years old. There's 3 sides to a triangle. There's 3 parts to an egg, a shell, the whiting, and the yolk. Honestly, I don't think it sinks in until later on she'll talk about there's 3 sides to a triangle. So I'm teaching her, but I don't expect her to get it right then.
We use things that we know she likes, like books. So we'll say, go get 2 books, and she'll come back with 2 books.
Let's go.
You don't need to set aside extra time for these things. Just talk about what you're seeing and doing as you go about your normal daily activities. Talk about shapes. Look for shapes when you're out and about. Talk about how far you have to walk to get home.
You can count the lines in the cement when you're walking down the sidewalk. You know, every 10, we'll clap and say we got 10.
Excellent. Thank you.
As you go about your day, talk about things like size and distance.
1.
By including your child in everyday activities and talking to them about the magnitudes and distances and the sizes of the things you touch, you are building foundations for math.
3. Yes.
Then someday you may hear the statement, yep, I'm a math person. When that day comes, take some of the credit.
6. I feel like right now she's a sponge and she's taking everything in. She is definitely learning from us. Every moment's a teaching moment in my mind. Good job.
How do you help your child learn to count, group, and compare? Which of your family members and friends should also see this video? Please join us and help spread the word.